Now, is this really the best new mastering plugin? We about to find out.
Blessons did it.
What's up, fam? It's your boy Blessons back with another video. Today we're testing out the Master Plan plugin by Musik. Now, I do need to let you know that this is a sponsored video, so they did hit me up. They sent it to me. They asked me to check it out, and I told them I'd check it out as long as I could give my honest feedback, and they agreed. So that's what we're doing today, all right? So what we're going to do is I'm going to take you through what this thing does, what the settings are, okay? We're going to dial it in on a mix that I done a while back, and we're going to compare it to actual master that I did and the master that this thing will do, okay? Also, what we're going to do is I found a few creative ways that I've actually been using this mixing since, all right, that I haven't seen nobody touch on. So I want to share that with you, okay? And then last but not least, if we have time, we're going to do a shootout between the Master Plan, the God Particle, and the Master Desk, and let you tell me which one sounds the best, all right? Now, before we hop into Pro Tools, I do want to let you know that we recently launched the Trust Your Ears Community Discord, which is absolutely free. If you're interested, all the information will be below. Go ahead and click on that. Come on in, say what's up, ask some questions. We got you, all right? Now, with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into Pro Tools. Now, the manual states what they want you to do is dial in the loudness, the wide, the high, and then the low. And then dial in these things secondary should you need it, okay? Now, what do these things do? First things first, the loud meter is obviously the limiter / clipper, okay? It has some unique clipping with it, all right? The low is obviously an EQ. It's a broad range EQ, more of a shelf, okay? And the high end is the same thing. I like to think of both of these kind of like a Pultec style EQ without the actual extra cut. Then we have some widening, okay, stereo width. The cool unique thing that I found in this is no matter how far I go, it doesn't take my mix out of phase, which is a good plus. I really like that. This thick knob is adding some saturation. You can dial it in as much as you want. Now, I love the fact that they have a mix knob. If you see my video on the storage filter, you know that was one of my complaints, that there was no mix knob on their different effects, right? So that's a plus for me, all right? So the thick, this is going to give you some saturation. This clean, now, you know your boy did the research, right? So on this clean knob, what does clean actually do? Clean basically is going to cut within the 200 hertz range, okay? Now, it's a very broad EQ cut. So I believe at the max at 100, it's going to cut about 4 dB, which is good to know, right? Obviously, you want to trust your ears, but you know me, I'm going to give you the facts. If so, 50 would be about 2 dB, right? So keep in mind, because it's a broad range EQ cut, the more you cut, the more frequency you're going to affect. But just note, it starts around the 200 range, okay, 200 hertz. This multiband is basically a multiband compressor, okay? I wish it said in the manual, like, where in the chain the multiband lies, but it's definitely obviously before the limiter, but I would like to know that information. So we'll get into that here in a moment. Smooth is some gentle compression, so it's basically going to glue it together in a gentle way, and it's going to add about a dB to what you're doing, all right? That's good to know. Now, calm, what does calm do? Okay, what does that even mean, right? So what calm is going to do, you're going to affect the frequency range. You're going to affect 4K, 8K, and 15K. Well, the 15K is going to be a roll-off. Now, at the 50% mark here, you're basically moving about 1.5 dB. So go all the way, you're going to hit about with three or four. The cool thing that I really like about this that I found out is if you select calm, okay, and you just leave it on 0, it has a dope roll off on the high end. So I like it. A lot of times what you can do is, what I've been doing is, if you hit calm, put nothing on it, and you can affect the highs a little more, well, it won't get so harsh because it's going to roll off that high end after about 15K, okay? Now, also with the calm, if you double time, right? The calm, excuse my military terms here. If you double time it, basically you're going to affect 4K, 6K, 8K, 12K, and then it's 15K roll off, okay? Now, I did notice between 4K, as it goes up up the spectrum to those different notches that it's going to affect, it's stepped, right? So it's going to affect 4K more than it affect the 6K, and then less than that, than the 8K, 12K, so on. You get what I'm saying, right? I know I'm giving you a lot of information, but I like to know stuff. So that's what's going on here. All right, now we got the calm figured out. What does tape do, Blessings? Good question. When you engage the tape button, you're at about 50%. And what this is going to do is going to give you a little bump in about 80 hertz, okay? with a gentle roll off of the low end of about probably it's a 6 dB per octave cut, what it look like, okay? All right, and as you turn down the tape, it's going to give you a steeper cutoff. I believe it's between 12 and 24 dB per octave. And then rather than that 80 hertz bump, it's probably going to move up to about the 100 hertz, okay? So that's the way that works here. And the more you go up to 100, that roll off in the low end gets less and less, okay? So think of it like this. If you want more of a roll off on the low end, you want to start at 100. If you want less, you're going to get more up to 100, okay? Keep in mind too, at 50%, you're going to get that 80 hertz bump. Obviously, you want to trust your ears, but just that way you know what's going on behind the scenes. You feel me? All right, so let's go ahead and factory reset this now that I was messing with it. Let's go ahead and put it back to extra large here. The cool thing down here is they do have some metering here. It's okay. I don't feel like it's the best metering. I feel like it was a little off at times when I did reference it with levels, okay? But I mean, it's cool. It's all right. The one thing that I do love about this though is they have the crest factor. And if you know anything about crest factor, this is really going to be beneficial if you're a mixing engineer on how loud you can actually get your overall master, right? So this tells you what the crest factor is. If you don't know that, definitely go research it. But I love that it has that. There are some presets here. I didn't really mess with the presets. I just like to dial it in. Another thing that they have here is some monitoring, right? So you can go in here and go through dim, mono, band, phone, and then the NS10s, right? That way you can kind of see how it's going to sound on those devices. All right, now that we went over all the settings and stuff here besides the in and out, which I'm sure is pretty obvious, one thing I do want to bring up is you'll notice as we start messing with this, it'll start changing colors. According to the manual, the closer you get to about 8.5 LUFS, okay, this will turn green. If it gets to yellow or red, it could insinuate that you're getting a little too hot, okay? So something to keep in mind. Now, when I start mastering something, before I do anything, the first thing I do is I'll go and take my output down to -0.20, okay? What I found in my experience is when I deliver masters at that point, when it comes to streaming services, I don't have any problem with it sounding like I didn't intend it to sound. Now, from here, we're gonna go ahead and hit Unity. This is one of the dopest features about this plugin. When I make adjustments or you start to make adjustments on your masters, anything that's louder is gonna start to sound better. Well, this keeps that from happening. You can A/B your actual mix and your master so you can know that you're making the appropriate changes. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and turn these knobs up all the way and turn them down so you can hear actually what they're doing. And then I'm going to dial them in one by one. Okay, from there I'll stop, I'll explain where I end up. And you might see me close my eyes as I do this because I like to trust my ears and not necessarily just go off of what I see. And then we'll get into these other options if we need it. Okay, so here we go.
This is a new day. Please don't act brand new. No. You know it's true, say. Better not act brand new. No. I'm taking the cool way. Everything on brand new. Brand new. I'm making a new way. Please don't act brand new. Brand new. This is a new day. Please don't act brand new. No. You know it's true, say. Better not act brand new. No. I'm taking the cool way. Everything on brand new.
Okay. So as you see, I didn't really go too high, too low. I didn't have to do a lot of EQ adjustments here because the mix is already sounding kind of where I need it to sound, right? If you start making too much adjustments here and you find yourself making a lot of adjustments, something wrong with your mix, right? But nevertheless, let's go ahead and see where we are before and after, and then we'll talk about it. I'm gonna play it, engage, and I'll bypass it so you can hear where we're at so far.
This is a new day. Please don't act brand new. You know it's true, say. Better not act brand new. No. I'm taking the cool way. Everything on brand new.
So already it's starting to bring things to life, right? I think it's starting to sound really good, okay? Now from there, we're gonna go ahead and I think we can use a little bit of thickness, maybe do some cleanup. And you know what? I'll mess with all the buttons, and then I'll tell you where I end up, and we'll talk about why I did that. Okay, so let's go with it.
This is a new day. Please don't act brand new. No. You know it's true, say. Better not act brand new. No. I'm taking the cool way. Everything on brand new. Brand new. I'm making a new way. Please don't act brand new. Brand new. This is a new day. Please don't act brand new. No. You know it's true, say. Better not act brand new. No. I'm taking the cool way. Everything on brand new. Brand new.
All right, pick it up from here. My computer froze as I was messing with this multi-band compression, but I know I'm not going to use that, so let's turn that off. Let's test out the smooth, calm, and tape and see if we need any of this, okay?
This is a new day. Please don't act brand new. No. You know it's true, say. Better not act brand new. No. I'm taking the cool way. Everything on brand new. Brand new. I'm making a new way. Please don't act brand new. Brand new. This is a new day. Please don't act brand new. No. You know it's true, say. Better not act brand new. No. I'm taking the cool way. Everything on brand new. Brand new. I'm making a new way. Please.
All right, so I like the tape and I like the smooth. I just don't feel like I need it on this mix, okay? With the calm, basically what I'm doing here is I'm just dialing it a little bit. I like the roll off, but also I just need a little bit of it, not a lot. Clean, dipping out some of that 200 that we talked about, and I want to thicken up a little bit. So let's see where we're at right now. We're gonna go ahead and play it the way it is, and then we'll bypass it and see what it sounds like.
This is a new day. Please don't act brand new. No. You know it's true, say. Better not act brand new. No. I'm taking the cool way. Everything on brand new. Brand new. I'm making a new.
Okay, last thing I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna go ahead and give it a little bit more level, dial it in a little bit till I see this light going off, okay?
This is a new day. Please don't act brand new. No. You know it's true, say. Better not act brand new. No. I'm taking the cool way. Everything on brand new. Brand new. I'm making a new way.
Okay, so with that being said, let's go ahead and hear what it sounds like now at regular level.
This is a new day. Please don't act brand new. No. You know it's true, say. Better not act brand new. No. I'm taking the cool way. Everything on brand new. Brand new. I'm making a new way. Please don't act brand new. Brand new. This is a new day.
I'm happy with that. This thing sounds good. I like the EQs a lot. I know you didn't see me use it a lot here, but I'm going to show you here in a moment on a master bus, kind of when I was mixing, not on this track, but as I was messing with this, how I'm going to start using this. All right. Last thing I want to do here for you guys is I'm going to play the original master that I did. And then I'm gonna bring in this and let's see if there's a difference. All right, remember solo is the original master. When I hit I, it'll be the actual plugin. So let's see.
This is a new day. Please don't act brand new. No. You know it's true, say. Better not act brand new. No. I'm taking the cool way. Everything on brand new. Brand new. I'm making a new way. Please don't act brand new. Brand new. This is a new day. Please don't act brand new. No. You know it's true, say. Better not act brand new. No. I'm taking the cool way. Everything on brand new. Brand new. I'm making a new way. Please don't act brand new. Brand new. This is a
Man, I can't. Hey, master plan might be the new master plan. You feel me? I rocks with it. I think it's very easy. It's very intuitive to use. A few things that I would like changed here that I feel like would make this better is I'm not too much a fan of the multi-band, right? I feel like if I could see a little bit or at least know a little bit more as far as where it's at in the chain, I can use it to my advantage. But also, like, I wish there was like a graphic type EQ where, like, let's say where it wouldn't necessarily be a shelf, but maybe like a bell, right? Somewhere, like maybe even one or two options to have like one or two bell EQs where I can mess with in here. This thing would be on everything for me. So I definitely rocks with it. I think it's good. What I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go ahead and open this mix and I'm gonna show you a few creative ways that you can use this, not even on your master, but something that I'm gonna start doing. So let's go ahead and get to that real quick. All right, I wanna draw your attention to this master sub track right here, okay? Now, anybody that watches any of my content, you guys already know my 2-bus chain, how it works. And if you don't know, I have a video on it where I go over all my settings on my 2-bus and how I set it, okay? Now, you guys know that I typically use this Tweak Tech, right, in my chain, all right? Because I liked the actual EQ setting so much of the master plan, I said, you know what? I wonder if I did a smiley face EQ and I put on my 2-bus before anything, what it would sound like. And I'm about to show you. All right, so let me play them side by side and I'm gonna start with the actual Tweak Tech and then I'll bring in the master plan, okay? Here we go.
This is a new day. Please don't act brand new. No. You know it's true, say. Better not act brand new. No. I'm taking the cool way. Everything on brand new. Brand new. I'm making a new way. Please don't act brand new. Brand new.
Okay, so a few things here to take note of. The Tweak Tech definitely is more aggressive, but what I love about the master plan right there is it sounds more natural to me. It just sounds brighter, it sounds fuller, it doesn't sound so aggressive. So that's something to take note of. Also, I like the fact that I can widen it out a little bit, send it into my 2-bus a little bit before, okay? And then also remember, I told you guys about the calm trick, right? Like if you put calm at 0, it's going to give you that cut, and then I can turn up the high a little bit so it doesn't get all out of whack. You might want to try it on your instrument bus, even maybe, you know, your drum bus, who knows? Before I leave you guys, what I'm going to do is I'll open another session, and I'm going to go ahead and show you a comparison between this, the God Particle, and Master Desk True Peak. All right, now this is a track that I mixed a while back using my stock template, okay? And I was just curious on what it would sound like, all right? And to be fair, I just dialed them in all real quick, okay? Whatever sounded good in my ears, that's what I went with. I'm gonna play the master plan, then we'll go into the God Particle, and then we'll use the Master Desk.
Got love for me, but I know they lying. See these bitches be kissing and hugging me, but I know they out trifling.
All Here's the God particle.
Got love for me, but I know they lying. See these bitches be kissing and hugging me, but I know they are trifling.
And here's the BX Digital Master Desk True Peak.
Got love for me, but I know they lying. See these bitches be kissing and hugging me, but I know they are trifling.
So you tell me, leave me a comment below, let me know which one to you sounds the best. And let me know what you personally think about Master Plan, the plugin. Me personally, I think it's overall a good product. There's some tweaks that can be made, but it seems like they are making the tweaks that needs to be made, and I'm cool with that. Be sure to like the video for me. As you guys know, I go by the name of Blessons. If you need anything from me, everything about me that you need to know is in the description. Remember to always, always, always trust your ears, and I'm out.
Blessons did it.